All right, fight fan, joining us right now, friend to the room, Philly's own, our guy, Danny Garcia.
What's up, Danny?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Good. Look,
Good.
Danny,
Chilling.
we were just talking about off the air on social media, showing the abs are coming back. They were on a hiatus. It's been a long time. How long before? Listen, it's safe to say, when you're not fighting, you enjoy life. You know, you're in Miami,
For sure.
You got the big house in PA, and so you eat good. How long does it take for you to start seeing them abs again?
I'm gonna keep it G. I mean, I've been working out, I've been running. Like, I never completely let go of my body. But in order for me to see my abs, I gotta be like strict training. So I'm gonna keep it G. I haven't seen my abs like since a week after the Spence fight. Like I just they just came back like 2 weeks ago. So I'm feeling good. So I'm getting all this content from my Instagram, my shirt off for the rest of the year.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, for the rest of the year. So my archives are crazy right now.
You say it, and you're like, this is gonna be for 2 months. This is gonna be for 3 months from now. No doubt.
Exactly.
Listen, I mean, at this point in your life, you know, I had a conversation about you a few months ago because we were talking about fighters that are doing stuff outside of the ring, you know, to have longevity, like financially, and not need boxing. You obviously have invested in real estate and so on. What keeps you going and hungry at this stage in your career when you're doing well financially?
Well, I just feel like, you know, right now I'm 34 years old, and I want to take advantage of whatever I got left in boxing. You know, feel me? So I don't want to look back when I'm 50 years old or 60 years old and say, damn, Danny I could have did a couple more fights. I left too soon. Right. So I feel great. You know, I feel great. My body's feeling good, and I just missed it. I just love boxing. I love competing. So I think that's the most important thing is like, I realized like on the time I was off is like Warren Buffett does stocks. I'm a fighter. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. So it's like, I've been doing this since I was a kid. So I just missed it, and I just wanted to fight again.
That's a beautiful thing because you have so many other businesses, you know, you have so many streams of income that you had a reflection time and you just said, wait a minute, I'm a fighter. What am I doing here?
Exactly.
Let me get out of this barbershop. Let me get out of here and just go back to work. All right, so listen, Jose Benavidez is your first fight at 154 pounds, but there's only one guy with all of the titles. So obviously, if you're campaigning at 154, you're saying in your mind, Danny Garcia can beat Jermell Charlo.
You know, I believe I can beat anybody. You know, I feel like my worst enemy is me. Sometimes I get a little lazy. But I know if Danny Garcia is hungry and he wants it, then he can beat anybody.
Tell me a fight that you've had before where you wasn't on top of your game when it comes to training and stuff. We're not making no excuses, but you just said you get a little lazy. So give me at least one fight where you know you could have done much better.
Well, I feel like I always put the work in, but boxing is more of a mental game. Like, you got to be mentally motivated every day, like putting in the work and making it count. But I would say, like, I ain't gonna lie, like the worst camp I ever had in my life was the Spence fight. Oh, wow. I feel like that's the worst camp I ever had in my life. Like, with the COVID, it was hard to get sparring. It was just like the atmosphere was crazy. It was weird. It just didn't feel like a fighting, like a big fight. Yeah, it just felt weird.
No, it was weird. Like, and during this time away from the sport, right? Are you a big fight fan? Like, do you make sure you catch all of the big fights? And if so, who have you been enjoying watching in the last year and a half or so?
For sure, I'm always watching boxing. You gotta keep your head in the game, especially as a fighter. You gotta keep your head in the game. So, Tyson Fury. I like watching Tyson Fury. I like watching all the young guys. You know, Haney. I like what he's doing. All of them, man. All the fighters. To be honest with you, I'm a fan of the sport.
You know, I heard you say on other interviews that, you know, you got your desire back, the love for it back, because you in the gym with some young guns in there. I know that in the past, it is said that Floyd, when he first started camp, he might get touched up by certain guys. You know, there's a story about Errol Spence touching him up, you know, but by the end of the camp towards the fight, he's beating everybody up. Is that what happened with you? You like, oh, these young boys are coming here beating me up, and then you start hurting them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's always been like that with me, because, you know, they come in here fresh. They come in here, they're strong, they're young, they're arrogant. so they want to try to beat you up. But the
Yeah.
physical and the mental, as camp goes on, they can't keep up. Their body breaks down. That's when you start putting it on them. So
Touching.
that's kind of like how it is.
Getting them back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Keying
Exactly.
off on them. Now listen, you received criticism after the Spence fight, but you're a big welterweight, right? Do you feel like that now people are going to be shocked when they see a 154 Danny Garcia? Do you feel like it's a rejuvenation because you're going to feel stronger and you know physically feel better than you have in years?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the fighters' big fight before the fight is actually making weight and putting that strain on your body, because a lot of fighters, when they're actually just sparring at their walk around weight and then they're in the gym training, they're happy, they look their best. Fighters don't start really looking bad till they start losing weight and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like this is my natural weight. This is my natural weight. I feel like 154 was always gonna be my natural weight, and I always had that in my head. Even when I was fighting 140, I said one day I'll be a 154 pounder.
Oh, snap. Wow.
What do you feel about like the fight that everybody's talking about at welterweight? Look, you've left that division, but people want the the undisputed showdown between Spence and Crawford. Now you shared the ring with Crawford in the amateurs, all right, and you shared the ring with Spence. I mean, how does that fight play out? If you can, predict.
I think it's gonna be like a chess match, but it's gonna be like a grueling fight. I think both fighters will take punishment in that fight.
You think any fighter goes down? At least
maybe.
Drops?
Yeah, maybe. I think I don't think none of them have been knocked down as a pro. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a mentally and physically tough fight for both fighters.
That's going to be an epic fight. That's going to be like our Marvin Hagler versus Hearns, modern day. All right, so check it out. So you're fighting Jose Benavidez Jr. How would you rate him on a scale of 1 to 10?
I've been watching him my whole career, to be honest.
Wow. He's
always been around. At 140, he had a belt when I was at 140. I don't know, but it was a WBA belt when I was the super champion.
It was like an interim or something like that.
Yeah. I always thought it was a regular belt for some reason, but somebody corrected me the other day, so it was an interim belt. So maybe I was giving him too much credit. But yeah, definitely. I seen him at 140. I seen him at 147 against Crawford. I seen his last fight at 160. So I always paid attention to who he is, and he's. I seen a lot of. I saw he ain't nothing different to me. Like I seen a lot of fighters like him before, but he's here for a reason. So.
Yeah,
I just gotta see.
I can't get a rate though from 1 to 10 though. that was a beat around the question.
Yeah, I really can't rate him until I get in the ring with him. You know what I mean? I can't really. I can say.
We mentioned Crawford, right? I mean, he shared the ring with Crawford, and I think Crawford stopped him in the 12th. And a lot of people felt like he had success that time against Bud. Do you feel like that's a measuring stick in the back of your mind? You're saying, I want to get this guy out of here. I want to stop him. And perform better against him than a lot of other fighters did.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to stop him, and that's my main goal, to make a statement and look good.
Absolutely. I know he had at that time. He was closer to when he got that bullet wound in his leg. So that was some of the things that people were saying, that he was a better fighter before that. So now he's far removed from that. So obviously you're training for somebody who's going to look even better than he did during the Terrence Crawford fight. Yeah,
definitely. I always train for the best. That's what we do. Yeah. That's why we took this fight, because we felt like it was going to be a challenge and it's going to be a good fight for us. So
how many fights you think you need before you get to like a Jermell Charlo in this division?
Right now, I'm just taking it one fight at a time, to be honest. One fight at a time. I can't jump the gun, because boxing changes so fast.
Right.
So, if I go in there and I do great and I feel strong and I feel spectacular, then we ready for whatever.
Yeah, can you throw another name out there if you can't get the Jermell Charlo fight soon, right? If he's tied up, let's say you do get past Benavidez and you look phenomenal. What's another guy at 154 that you got your eyes on?
I'd like to fight Lara. He has the WBA middleweight title, so I'll fight Lara. He said he'll fight me at a catchweight, 155. So I'll go to middleweight.
Oh, okay. That's something that probably nobody knew. I like that. Thank you for that.
So You know, that would be
what is it
history.
about him?
I skip 154 and become a middleweight champion.
Yeah. Well, you gonna get a call from Al Heyman. Hey, now, Danny, I told you not to mention that, Danny.
Nah, he called me out.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Laura said he wants to fight me.
Wow.
He said something like he wants to fight me, Thurman, or somebody else. I forgot what he said, but
Oh, it was
I
really
remember
come down to
said
a
my
catch
name.
weight.
Yeah, he said he'll fight me at a catchweight. So I like that fight for me.
Okay.
What about getting your get back with the close fight against you and Keith Thurman? Obviously, he's still a big name. I know he's fighting at 154, but if that fight presented itself for a rematch, would you jump on that?
Definitely. I think that's for Keith Thurman, I feel like that makes the best sense for him in his career. Like who else is he gonna fight?
Right.
Is he gonna fight one of these young killers?
Tell Crazy Angel Garcia that we can hear him. He's messing up this expensive TV show.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, be quiet, man.
So as far as training camp, one thing I noticed about you, you have a small circle. You don't have a lot of guys like two strength and conditioning guys and chefs and all that sort of stuff. Is that like just the recipe for you? You don't like to add too many people to your team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like that. It's too much going on.
Right.
It's too much going on, too much personalities. I don't like dealing with people, so I just keep my circle tight. That's
So
just
for
how
this
I feel.
camp, nothing has changed. No new people added to the team. Same old squad. Your brother, your father.
Yeah, we just gonna ride till the wheels fall off. You know,
All right,
like
so, yeah.
it is what it is.
Speaking of these wheels, the way you feel right now in camp, the way you've been performing and sparring right now in camp, how much longer you think you have in this in boxing as a whole?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. It's like I don't like to count my years on my fights,
Mhm.
Right.
but I can tell you this: I feel like I didn't lose a step.
Wow.
I feel the same.
Mhm.
And I'm reacting good. You know, I've been hit with some clean punches in the gym, and my jaw's strong, my chin's still strong.
Right.
I'm hitting hard still. My footwork is good. My defense is good,
Mhm.
and I feel like I feel good. I don't feel like I lost a step, to be honest.
No, and you
But I don't
definitely
want
got
to. I don't
Yeah.
want to put how many
Number
fights or how many years, because it's like when they say once a fighter is thinking about that, then he's retired. So
got you.
I'm just gonna do it one fight at a time. And I know when my body's gonna tell me, like, listen, go be a dad or something. You know what I mean?
Well, you're already a dad, but what, you want to
Yeah,
become
yeah.
more kids?
Cover these
that's
abs
what I'm
up. Cover these abs
Well, I
up.
got another child on the way.
Oh, you do?
way.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Is it a boy?
Nah, it's not a boy.
Oh man. So
Why you had to act? Why do you have to act like that?
Yeah.
No,
I'm
just
just
a
saying.
girl.
I got a feeling that Danny's waiting on that boy. I think he wants the boy. Get him in the gym.
I think I quit. I ain't having no more kids.
Oh, no
after
more
this.
after this?
I ain't never gonna. I'm be like Kobe Bryant, like 6 girls.
I don't know. Give it another shot. Maybe the third time.
It's
Right.
good. Give
Is
it
a
a
charm.
Third time's
you know
a
what I
charm,
mean?
maybe.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's gonna be a charm, all right, a little girl charm.
Yeah, facts.
Listen, but after boxing, like, what do you want to do, Danny, in terms of like for the rest of your life? I mean, I know that's a hard question because you know there's so many things that out there that you can spend your time on. But outside being a father, though, do you see yourself staying involved in the sport, like as a trainer, a manager, whatever?
Definitely. I definitely want to. I would like to help fighters, like promote them, give them a platform and stuff like that. Pass my fans on to them, promote young fighters, and I'm definitely gonna be in the game. I know I'm not gonna be like I know I'm not gonna be a trainer, maybe, but I could be a mentor to kids and stuff
So
like
you don't
that.
got the patience to train somebody. What is it about that?
I think trainers don't get enough credit. It's like training is like almost as hard as being a fighter, because you have to be there with the fighter mentally, physically, every day, waking them up. And I feel like
They don't get enough credit.
I'm a nice guy. So for me, if a fighter tells me I don't feel like running, I'm like, don't run. So I'm like, I'm not an you know what I mean?
Right.
That's
You
one
might
thing
gonna let
about me.
fighters get away with too much. You're gonna let fighters get away.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'd be like, y'all know how it feels, man. Like when I didn't feel like doing that one time, but they made me do it.
So what you saying? Your father's an a-hole. Like I need to be tough like my father.
For sure.
Wow.
Do
Very old
you
school
think,
stuff.
do you think once you hang him up, Danny, Angel, your pops, is gonna hang it up too, as far as like being a trainer with you. He's gonna retire.
That's what he says, but I doubt it
What?
because he loves it more than me.
Wow. Yeah, no, I mean
He loves it more than me. That's what he says. He says when I'm done, he's done. But I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so listen, man, back under the bright lights, July 30th at your second home, the Barclays Center. I got to ask you, you know, if I'm not mistaken, you held the record at the gate at the Barclays until recently when Gervonta Davis did. How upset were you when you heard about, damn, he beat my record?
I was upset, but I was like, I was kind of like, yo, that's
a little
what's up.
salty, right?
I knew it would do good. I wasn't. I knew it would do good because the lead up was like our lead up. A lot of trash talk, a lot of bad blood.
Yeah.
And their stuff was going viral. So I knew it would do great.
Look, you were in the arena. You were in the arena. Did you find out while you were sitting in the seats that he beat your record at the gate?
All I did was look. I'm like, this is sold out top to bottom. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Who would it take for you to fight at the Barclays for you to beat that record now?
It would definitely have to be probably me and Thurman could do it again because it was big the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got.
And it was a great fight.
Yeah.
Or maybe you and Jamel Charlo at 154 for the undisputed round.
Yeah.
Definitely. That will definitely do big numbers.
Well, listen, look, Dan, you know we're going to be there at the Barclays Center, front center. Looking forward to seeing you back in the ring once again, champ.
Thank you. I appreciate it for sure.
Right,
thank you.
Take it easy. Yes, sir.